So if you're a high school senior right now, you are probably feeling the heat. You're staring down graduation, and literally everyone from your parents to your math teacher is asking you the exact same panic-inducing question: what are you going to do next? Well, today's explainer is a roadmap designed specifically for you. We're going to cut through the noise, look at the hard data, and help you navigate what's arguably one of the biggest decisions of your life.
Look, you might be feeling incredibly anxious about choosing between a traditional university degree and a trade school. And honestly, I completely validate that anxiety. It's a massive, high-stakes decision. But here's the reality check. The old rules of what makes a safe career path, the playbook your parents probably followed, have completely changed practically overnight. We are entering this wild new era where what we thought was secure is suddenly super vulnerable, and what was often overlooked is now incredibly valuable.
Okay, let's really dive into this. For decades, the conventional wisdom was pretty straightforward, right? Go to a four-year college, get a white-collar desk job, and boom, you're safe, you're successful. But advances in automation, machine learning, and data processing have entirely ripped up that traditional playbook. According to the Pew Research Center, 60% of all U.S. workers are currently sweating about losing their jobs to artificial intelligence over the next decade. And the reason for this panic? It's completely flipping our understanding of job security right on its head.
Because here is the absolute shocker in the data. That same Pew Research study found that the highest-paying jobs, specifically the white-collar gigs with the highest education requirements, are actually the ones most exposed to being replaced by AI right now. I mean, think about that. The jobs that require massively expensive university degrees just to sit at a desk and process structured information, those are directly in the crosshairs of automation.
And this brilliantly illustrates the whole situation we're facing. When you pull up the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you see this collapsing white-collar pipeline contrasted directly with the booming stability of the trades. Just look at the numbers. On one hand, data entry clerk occupations, your classic sit-at-a-computer administrative office role, have dropped by more than 25% in the past decade. Meanwhile, and this might actually shock your parents, employment for specialized manual trades, like electrical technicians, is projected to grow by 6%. We are living through a historic shift. White-collar jobs are shrinking, while blue-collar jobs are booming.
To truly wrap our heads around how fast this is moving, we have to look at the massive vulnerability of routine, structured office work. Gartner predicts that by 2026, a staggering 3/4 of customer service interactions will be handled by AI. That threatens a sector employing over 17 million people worldwide. McKinsey estimates that data and admin functions face up to a 70% risk of just disappearing. And with platforms like Google Translate and ChatGPT getting so unbelievably good, consulting firms are warning that almost half of all professional translator tasks could be taken over by AI in the next 10 years. Millions of desk jobs are vanishing, and we simply can't ignore that trend.
All right, let's take a deep breath and pivot away from the panic. Section 1. The Human Empathy Advantage. Let's look at the careers actually safe from automation. Because while routine office work is highly vulnerable, there are these specific safe zones in the economy. There are absolutely white-collar, university track paths that remain totally future-proof.
If you really have your heart set on university, these are the types of professions you want to aim for. Places where AI is a sidekick, not a replacement. Doctors, psychologists, social workers, teachers. These roles require a massive amount of empathy, complex moral judgment, and serious on-the-fly adaptation. A machine simply cannot hold a patient's hand and deliver difficult news with genuine compassion. An algorithm can't read a struggling high schooler's body language and instantly tweak a lesson plan to fit their emotional state. That human-to-human connection, it's completely irreplaceable. In fact, just to put a hard number on the value of that human interaction, a study by Goldman Sachs found that less than 5% of the tasks performed by mental health professionals can currently be automated. For teachers, it's less than 10%. So, the takeaway here is clear. If you want a career that requires a college degree, you have got to focus on fields where empathy is the absolute core requirement.
And that brings us to Section 2, Why Manual Trades Win, or as I like to call it, the blue-collar boom. If you're leaning away from that traditional university path, you are looking at a sector experiencing a massive resurgence right now. Young people are newly preferring these paths, and the data shows exactly why manual trades are winning so big.
It all really comes down to working in what experts call non-standardized environments. Think about that mid-level office worker typing data into a spreadsheet. That environment is totally standardized. It exists purely on a screen, which makes it super easy for software to copy.
But now, think about a plumber trying to fix a leak in a 100-year-old house with totally weird, customized pipe layouts, or an electrician tracing a short in a cramped, damp basement. These are unpredictable, chaotic, constantly changing physical workspaces. Automating those tasks physically faces massive technical limits, because a robot just can't adapt to chaos the way a human brain and human hands can. Seriously, have you ever seen a robot try to unclog a totally custom, rusted-out pipe? Yeah, it's not pretty.
And because these roles are entirely safe from being outsourced to software, we are seeing this incredible blue-collar boom. There are growing shortages in the manual trades all across the country right now. And hey, basic economics tells us that when demand is sky-high and supply is low, your value skyrockets. Entering a skilled trade that doesn't require a four-year college degree is now an incredibly lucrative, stable choice. You get to skip the crushing student debt, and you step straight into accelerating salary potential with rock-solid job security. It's a huge win.
Now, I want to use a yes-and approach as we jump into Section 3, Essential Tech Skills for All, because this is the new reality of work. Yes, specialized manual trades and high-empathy careers are incredibly safe from being replaced by AI, but that definitely does not mean you can just ignore technology altogether. Avoiding basic digital skills is simply not an option for anyone's future anymore.
The crucial point here is the sheer, mind-boggling scale of this shift. According to a major IBM report, 40% of the global workforce is going to have to reskill in new digital tools over just the next 3 years. That is equivalent to more than 1.4 billion workers. Every single person, regardless of their industry, is going to experience a shift in the skills they need to thrive.
Whether you decide to go to university to become a nurse practitioner or you hit up a trade school to become an advanced maintenance technician, AI is going to be a tool that enhances what you do. You're going to need to know how to use assisted diagnostic systems to treat your patients, or predictive analysis platforms to know exactly when an industrial machine needs maintenance before it breaks down. AI isn't here to steal your stethoscope or your tool belt. It's here to supercharge them and make you better at your job, but only if you actually learn how to use it.
But here is my tough love warning to you as you plan out your future. You have to be proactive about this. The International Labor Organization estimates that roughly 60% of workers worldwide do not have access to adequate professional retraining programs. Society is not just going to automatically hand you this training on a silver platter. You've got to be hungry, you've got to be curious, and you have to continuously update your own digital tool belt, completely regardless of whether you're wearing a hard hat or a lab coat.
Which brings us to our final question today. I really want to challenge you to completely redefine what a successful career looks like for you. Don't let outdated societal myths push you into massive debt for a desk job that an algorithm is going to do better and cheaper in 5 years. Let the actual data empower your choice. Whether you pursue the incredible human connection of an empathy-driven university path or the unbeatable stability and earning potential of a highly skilled manual trade, the choice is entirely yours. So, are you going to just blindly follow the old playbook? Or are you ready to build a future that is truly bulletproof?